Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Beyond the 92, a show that brings you up close and personal to the Vanarama National League. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Femi Ilesanmi, and once
Hey,
again,
wait. You see these boxes here, yeah? Can you see them?
no,
No, I
Because
can't
that's
see
what the
them.
shoes are, isn't it?
Dom,
Because
you're
no, I'm
fine.
just saying.
You're fine. You're fine.
Cool.
You ready? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the 92, a show that brings you up close and personal to the Vanarama National League. As always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Femi Ilesanmi, and once again, we bring you another exciting guest. One of the top marksmen in the National League, last season's Vanarama National League South top goal scorer, Dom Poleon. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Dom. What's happening?
Yes, lads. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, it's
Did
a
I do you
pleasure
justice with the
having you.
intro?
Huh?
Go on, Fem.
I said it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you. And obviously, look, we're doing something different. You know, it's Saturday night. You know, and I know you're probably tired from your match and whatnot, but we appreciate that you found the time straight after your match to come and sit down with us. You know. Yeah.
It's
But,
all good.
do you know what, Dom? I'm gonna go straight in. Yeah. So obviously, look, I've known you for a long period of time now, and you're always destined for like great things and achieving great things. Now, obviously, your career took a little bit of a stumble, yeah, and then you found yourself in the National League South, but you showed up, you know, and you scored 36 league goals, you know, and you got Ebbsfleet promoted to the National League. And you've come into this division with a great reputation, you know, obviously because of your history, but also because of what you've done last season. Now, for a lot of strikers, yeah, when they go down, it's like they find it hard to get back up. So you showed a different level of mental resilience. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want you to explain like the mental resilience you showed and how you managed to find a way to score 36 goals last season and become one of the most threats in the National League as a striker this season. Just talk to me about that little period.
Do you know what? It stemmed from last season. It stemmed from my first season, and I scored 17 after the COVID break when the season got cancelled and it started again. That year, about the full season, because I joined Ebbsfleet in Feb, and then obviously it got cancelled. I think I played 2 games, scored 2 goals, and then it got cancelled. So the next year, scored 17, and there was not almost not all, but I didn't feel like I personally got treated the best in terms of my time when I was there, because I found myself on the bench a lot. Like towards like kind of like the end, I found myself on the bench, scoring and coming off the bench, scoring. Anyway, ended up on 17 goals. So like I had a chat with the manager at the end of the season to basically say like, is that going to happen again? All of these things. And the manager basically told me like, I need to put him in a position where I leave no stone unturned, where he can't leave me on the bench. Because not that anyone was close to the goals I was scoring, but just even little things like we was winning games when I was coming off the bench and scoring and things like that. But like he basically told me, don't leave, give him not a reason to not leave me on the bench. And then, you know, as a striker, you think, well, if I'm scoring, I should be on the bench. But he basically let me know that, listen, it's in your hands. You can do whatever you want to do. And he even said to me, to be fair to him, he said, I can go somewhere else and it could be easy for me, and I had offers and things like that, or I can come here and really like make my mark. And something in me was kind of just like, nah, like this guy was like, put him on the bench. I'm scoring. I'm top goal scorer. Should I just leave? Should I not? And I was like, nah. There was just something in me like there was just like, nah, I'm going to show him, and I'm going to show like everyone like, because there was games. Obviously, think about it, the guy you Ebbsfleet winning a couple games. The guy who's scoring the goals, you face him next week and he's on the bench. I was like, why are you on the bench? Why when you scored last week? All of that. And then that season, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to show, man, that you can't be putting me on the bench. I'm going to turn up, show up. And yeah, man, literally that year, I just had a decent pre-season, got my head down, and I was like, there's no way I'm ever even going to leave any gap. It was more like I wanted to prove to my manager a little bit, like a bit of like ego, a little bit of backing yourself, but there was something that I was just like, because I basically felt like he was boying me, like anyone should. I felt like this guy's boying me.
Wait, for disclaimer, for the people watching that don't understand what boying.
Oh, sorry, he's like not treating me rightly how I'd want to be treated. If you're scoring and coming off the bench and then you're not starting the next game, you're on the bench again, and like, I just felt like, what's going on?
Do you think it was like him telling you make it undeniable?
Yeah, 100%.
Was it
100%.
Also, was it a case of a little bit of man management where, okay, I'm not going to give him what he wants too early. I want him chomping at the bit, so when he comes in, he's hitting the ground running.
Nah, I'll be real. My manager wanted more from me. That's just what it was. He like goes one thing in it, and I feel like he wanted more from me. He wanted more from me as a player in general, and he was like, and I weren't giving him that. I was just giving him goals. Like if we win, like I was just giving him goals, and he was like, he's always, to be fair to him, he's always believed in me and said like, you could do so much more. You can go on and the year that I scored 36 in the league, 38 altogether. He told me at the start of the season, he goes, you could score 40 goals, and I was like, all right. Yeah, he said.
Is that where all those balls in the background come from? Because I feel as though on a normal day they wouldn't be there, but because you was on the show, you thought, let me put one here, put one here. It's perfectly placed, though. Is that why you done it?
Know what it is? They're just there, innit? Just a couple of them. Do you know what I mean?
And what are those balls for?
Just a couple.
Like obviously, one of them's an international hat trick for St. Lucia over a decade and all that.
Yeah. I apologize. You know what? I apologize for not introducing you as an international.
Yeah, a bit of respect.
I apologize, but one thing about you is you do know where the goal is, and judging by, I'm guessing those are hat trick balls, right?
Yes.
Just a couple there. It's like 9, 12, 15, 18. That's a lot of hat tricks. But what I will say is, we spoke to Paul McCallum, we spoke to Dipo Akinyemi, and these are guys that are in and around you as a goal scorer, right? So you're currently joint 6th. So has the drought for you come because you've been injured? And second part question is, do you look at other strikers and their goal scoring experts and does that fuel you to go again?
Yeah, obviously I was injured for I think I missed 5 games. 4 or 5 games I missed. I had a little hammy injury, but I'm sweet now. And 100%. As soon as the game's done, well, not today, but in general, some point during the week, I'm looking at that because, even like the big thing off of getting promoted last year and scoring quite a few goals is that, okay, you done it in the south, but can you do it in I even felt even last year, to be fair, because the Wrexham Notts County thing, that hype train was going on. I kind of realized that people don't really care about the National League South and North, like the hype's in the National League. So even there were stages where I had more goals than Mullins or maybe more than Ollie, it's not really spoken about because the National League is like the third, like League 3 or whatever, and the hype's there. So even like at the start of this year, it was always like, no, cool. I've done my thing in the National League South. I need to make sure and everything in my power to make sure I do my thing in the National League because that's kind of where the eyes and the talk is about. And to be fair, for myself, like obviously that's one thing doing it in the National League South. Can you go again, or are you gonna be like a player that's like, oh yeah, I've done all of this, blah blah blah. It's like you need to keep pushing.
Sure. Do you know why I have a lot of respect for you, Dom? Yeah, is because there's always a crossroad that you get to in your career, yeah, where like it's sink or swim in it, you know. And a lot of players reach that moment where okay, they drop down, and then it becomes static, or they just keep dropping, they keep dropping, you know. But with you, it was like you've dropped down and you thought, no, this can't be it. Like from the outside looking in, it looked like this can't be it. No, I'm not going out like this, you know. And you've manned up and you've shown up and you've scored goals and you're back. You know what I mean? Dominic Poleon is back. What advice would you give to young players when they hit that crossroad? Because I think it's very important, yeah. Because a lot of players hit and they don't recover. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't recover. So what advice would you give to like players that are at that point in their career?
I think personally, you gotta think to yourself, do you really want this? I think even like when you talk about the crossroads, some people don't really want it enough. And I feel like when you're faced at that crossroads, it's easy to maybe not care as much or think your time is done or maybe feel entitled and feel like maybe you should get this offer, you should get that offer, blah, blah, blah. The only one that's going to put yourself in those positions is yourself by performances, your accolades and things that you can achieve on the pitch. So I think you just got to really ask yourself, do you really want it? If the answer is yes, do everything in your power, whether you've dropped down or you're looking to go up, do everything in your power to go get it because no one's going to give it to you. And if you're on the decline, no one's going to give it to you. And if you're on the up, like it works both ways. So I think just really do everything in your power and leave the excuses at home.
I love that. I love that. And what like Femi said, the respect levels for you is astronomical. Obviously, you count Leeds as your old club, Oldham, AFC, Bradford, Crawley, Newport, and obviously now at Ebbsfleet.
I'm forgetting one, you know, Sheffield United and
Apologies. Sheffield United, one of the Premier League new boys. But do you ever think to yourself, okay, that's the level that I need to get back to? That's the Dominic Poleon that I need to strive to become again? Or is that just something? Are you obviously you're a different player now, but is that still the mindset? Is that still what you're trying to achieve?
No, to be fair, it's to play at the highest level I can play at now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, you know, maybe was it like 2-3 years ago, you watched the age gap in the age of the champ upwards kind of go like that. When we was coming through, everyone was older, and now it's as you get older, it's slowly going like that, and now leagues are younger. But for me, I just think I'm just kind of goal hungry, goal driven. Wherever it will take me, I'm trying to enjoy my football. Wherever it will take me, it will take me. Do you know what I mean? But saying, "Oh, I need to get back playing for Leeds and all that." Nah, man. Let me just enjoy my football and see where the journey takes me. Do you know what I mean? It's not over yet.
I love that.
And I'm sure that, like, look, with what you've done at Ebbsfleet, there must have been on numerous occasions, like other clubs trying to tap you up, trying to sign you. What is it that made you decide to stay at Ebbsfleet United?
I felt like we had a good group. Well, we have a good group, and I believed in the manager's vision, and I believe that, like, with the squad that we had, like, I didn't want to just be like, it was more like the challenge. I think, like, you know, like you said, they had offers and all these things. I felt like it was maybe the harder option to stay and challenge again with the same group of lads that you just had the success with, rather than go move on, be a new player in the team, try fit in and all of these things and adapt to a new style or whatever it may be. I kind of embraced the challenge of we had success. higher division. Let's go and try a hand at, you know, the new league.
So the challenge then, yeah. Cool.
It's funny because for those that have followed the National League South and the National League, Ebbsfleet have always been the ones pushing, and they've always had the big budget. And they've always been the team that should be getting promoted. And everyone's heard the stories about, yeah, they're going to build a Disneyland in Ebbsfleet and everyone's probably going to go there. But it took a while and a little bit longer than it was probably expected. But when it actually did happen, what was that like? Because promotions are few and far between in football. Not many players get to play in it. So experience them. So what was it like getting a team like Ebbsfleet promoted and being such a linchpin of that team?
That's a good question, you know. Because obviously that's my first ever promotion. And it was kind of like it was a little bit surreal in the point of, not in a cheesy way, but to the point of like, it was all like, when are we gonna do it? Because obviously it got to a point where I think we won it with 4 games to go. And we had a sticky period, I think, when Dartford punched us up home and away, and it was just crazy, and it was just like, oh, this has just messed us up. But that, to be fair to them punching us up spared us on. That was our little bump in the road, and it was just like, just keep ticking off the wins. And then when it kind of finally did happen, it was like, oh, we've done it so early that was like, oh my days, we're promoted, but we still got 4 games to go. Like, it weren't like the last day, and I don't know, but in my head, not that I've ever been thinking about promotion, you know, every team says at the start of the season, like, yeah, promotion, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, last day, right, you win this game and you've done it. Like, whereas ours was like, no, you win this game and you've done it. It was like, rah, we've got like 4 more games to go. Like, we can't sack them off. So no, it was cool, man. It was sick, man. I enjoyed it, man. It was a real tough challenge, and it was one that I'm glad I was a part of.
I love that.
You know what, Dom, yeah? See, when I first met you, yeah, I met you in Leeds, innit? Years ago. You know, I actually thought you were from Leeds, innit? Very long time, yeah, I thought you were from Leeds, but there was this London thing you had about you, yeah? And I've always questioned, why is this guy like, look like a London, he's from Leeds. Then I finally found out, yeah, that you're from East, and it's no surprise that you and Jamal have a mad connection.
That is so funny.
Yeah, East London, the best side of London. I keep trying to tell Femi, Dom, but he's not having it. He's not having it.
Move over there, but no.
Say that again, Fem?
You're trying to get me to move over there, but no thanks, man. I kindly decline.
But Dom, that brings us on to this season. And as much as Ebbsfleet tasted so much success last year, this season has been a bit of a bumpy one for you. Currently sitting in 19th, 1 place above the relegation zone. Talk me through the season so far and how you've experienced it. And obviously, you lost on Saturday. Tell me how the game went and tell me the experiences of the National League so far.
So far, I'd say the biggest difference from last year to this year, every team is coming to win. Not to no surprise, but every team is not respecting Ebbsfleet. You're not the full-time team. Last year, we used to start games, oh, you boys are full-time. Oh, yeah, we just need a point. You lot pay this much. Oh, you lot pay that much. Yeah. I just come from work. All of them, and I'm just thinking, for me, as someone who likes competition, and I'm thinking, we're still playing football at the end of the day. So, like, yeah, whatever the circumstances be, let's get on with the game. This year, and that's another thing, back to the last question, in terms of like, I wanted to experience that kind of challenge with the team, because Ebbsfleet had that reputation that blah, blah, blah. I wanted it to be like, nah, the same group of lads, we're now playing the next set of lads that are just coming for us. No one cares that you've done this. No one is saying you're full-time and you pay blah, 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 blah. It's just mano game up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. Obviously, the levels, definitely better players. It's tougher. It's just it's kind of like, it's a little bit like, in this sounds a bit crazy, what I wanted some games to be like last year.
Okay.
Because last year, some games was just like we could be losing 1-0, then we win 3-1. It's like, I mean, we was always going to win that. It became a little bit easy, and sometimes too easy. So, not complaining, but you sometimes go on, you think that was easy. So it got to a point where it's like this start of this year, I don't know, I can't. The Barnet game comes into my head. Like, that was a pause to my head. That was a tough game. Like, there's just the levels are just better. It's more competitive. It's more a bit rough and rugged, and it's just a bit more. There's a bit more oomph and edge to the games. The games are it's not, apart from maybe our Gateshead game that we played. It's never been so much one-sided. The Gateshead game we got punched up, but the other games have been like tough. But obviously, like you said, we're 19th at the moment. We're in a little bit of a sticky spot, struggling for goals, struggling to get a win. But and then I'm looking forward to challenges. Still early in the season. There's still loads of games to go. So I just got to try to do my job and find the onion bag.
And your game on Saturday, a 1-0 loss against Dagenham Redbridge, a last-minute goal from Kendall. It's a bit of a sucker punch at the same time. So, and I know what you said there about the teams, and the ones out the bottom 6 places are all occupied by the promoted teams, whether it's from the south or the north. So talk us through that game that you had on Saturday.
They don't know how they won. We 100%. They scored a goal is it over the line? Is it not over the line? We kind of dominated them. Wasn't really. We had a few chances. They had a few blocks, but we dominated the ball. But I think at the moment we're just struggling with the final bit of the game, the business end of the game, where that final pass, that final ball, that extra touch, and certain things are not quite falling for us. I think the place where I feel like the team's at the moment, we needed a result like today, like us. Literally, I think it was the cross. Jesus headed it. I can't remember, but I just know our keeper like scooped it off the line, and they're saying it wasn't line or give it. But we need. I feel like my team at the moment needs one of them scrappy 1-0 wins.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much dominating the ball. Maybe like another team dominates the ball, dominates position, and we're struggling, and then we get a goal out of nowhere. I feel like that's what we need to maybe get us out of this position that we're in. Well, listen, credit to them, man. They came, they done what they had to do. They got the 3 points, and we go to whenever the next game is.
Well, you got a welcome break, which is obviously the FA Cup, but the league is obviously the most important. Dorking beat a strong Aldershot team who've been going really well in the league. Jason Pryor and Jimmy Moot with the goals. Haven't scored a penalty, but it was a little more than a consolation. Femi, how do you see that fixture between Dorking and Aldershot?
Yeah, Dorking. Obviously similar to Ebbsfleet, they came up last season and they like were finding their feet, managed to stay in the division, and this season it just looks like they're taking a step forward. You know, they put loads of results together. Playing against Jason Pryor last season, he was actually all right. I know he's a threat in the box and he's looking for crosses and he wants to get his head on the ball and score loads of headers in it. And it just seems like he's really doing it. It's clicks for him. You know, he's got 8 goals this season. He's going about his business quietly, you know, and Dorking are also going about their business quietly, going under the radar, getting wins, you know. It's unfortunate for Aldershot because they've had a solid start to the season, you know, and look, you're always going to have your spells where you might take a dip in it, but the quicker you bounce back, the better. And this is a moment where we just found out what they're really made of now, you know. The season's coming together, teams are finding their forms. And with this little dip they had, but we'll find out now if they're really about it and going to go and compete, or if like they just wither into the mid-table and whatnot. So I think it's an important moment for Aldershot to see how they're going to bounce back.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that for me. Dom, another one of your old teams, Oldham, drew 2-2 at home to Altrincham. Norwood and Sheeran with their goals. But they were pegged back by Amaluzor and Chris Clark, who has had 14 goal contributions this season already. Doubt we'll be seeing him in the National League in January because he's an absolute maverick out there for Altrincham. How did you see that game panning out? And which league was Oldham in when you played for him? Was it League One?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you see that result?
Oldham's got that reputation anyway. They should be kind of up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and obviously they didn't have the best of starts. So obviously now that they're picking up a few results, credit to them, man. They being a big club, you know what it's like. Whenever you're the big club, you're always gonna have that reputation, that expectation that should kind of be breezing it or definitely up there.
Yeah.
10th is okay, do you know what I mean? Not bad, but the start, I remember people were saying it's not looking good for them. So now that they're picking up a few results. And also I think my youth team manager's there as well, Neil Redfern. I think he joined.
Really? Yeah. I think it'll be interesting for them, especially after playing a team like Altrincham, who are actually fifth. So it's probably a good result. And he's still getting his team together. He still doesn't probably know what his best Oldham side is, but they've had a good start to it. They've had a good start. And I'm pretty sure, as Femi said last week when we had Paul McCallum on, Mickey Mellon's a manager that knows what he's doing in this league. And as Femi said, it'll be no surprise if they're up there come the end of the season. One of the surprise results of the day was Gateshead losing 4-0 at home to AFC Fyfield. Nick Horton scoring 2 after going 10 games without a goal. Lizenza and Eustabasi with the goals in that game. Femi, it's got to be a shock. For me, I know they've just recently lost their management team down to MK Dons. So maybe it's not that much of a surprise, but surely that scoreline for me, it's a bit alarming, right?
Yeah, it's definitely alarming. Like Dom mentioned, and I'm going to paraphrase what Dom said. He said they got punched up by Gateshead. Gateshead have been doing a lot of punching up, if I'm being honest with you. So you're not the only ones, Dom, But yeah, since the manager left, it's been a bit iffy. I feel like they might need to regalvanize, regroup. I know a couple of the players are doing the caretaker roles and whatnot, and right now it seems like they're missing the management, Mac Williamson and Ian Watson, But hopefully they'll find their rhythm again. It is a big loss when there's ways a manager can go out, innit? So when the manager goes out and he gets sacked, kind of thing, or whatever, it's like players kind of think, okay, cool, new manager's coming in, I need to prove myself, Some players, let's just be honest with you, because this show's about honesty. Some players are buzzing when a manager gets sacked, I don't think that's the case with Gateshead. I feel like everyone was really upset when these got lost. And you can see that it's taken an effect, but hopefully they'll just regroup and go again sooner rather than later. I'm not sure what they're doing in terms of finding a manager, but hopefully they can find one or coming in the door and just continue the legacy that Mike Williamson and Ian Watson have left. As for Fyfield, yeah, it's a big result for them, massive result for them, and credit to them, Like you said, all the teams that's been promoted down the bottom 6, but I feel like that's a massive point for them, and hopefully they gain confidence from that.
For sure. York City got a late leveler, equaliser. Paddy McLaughlin, a good friend of mine, with a 90-plus minute goal against Halifax, drew 1-1. And Halifax are a team that have always impressed me. As Femi always says, their pitch is huge, but that would have been a great Yorkshire derby for me. And Halifax currently have the best defensive record in the league. They've only conceded 17 goals. They've got the best form guide coming into that game. Drew that game, but before that, they won 4 on the bounce. And they're up to 6th. Now, what I like most about them is just how resolute they are. Every single year, you know exactly what you're going to get. And it's a tough game. And Dipa Kenyemi is definitely a big miss for York City. You can see that they're not the same.
Is he injured?
Sorry?
Is he injured?
Yeah, I think he's done his ankle. So he's a big, big miss for them. I'm not being funny, but when you're playing against York City, you see Linnell John Lewis, who's absolutely huge. I'll tell you a funny story. When I was at Grimsby with Linnell, I'm not lying on this story, Femi, Dom, and I know you wouldn't do this either, but Femi loves the gym, Dom, right? But I've never seen Femi, like I've seen Lenny, do upside down push-ups. So he's in a handstand position, upside down, squatting up and down from his hands down to his head, up again. So I'm just saying, so as you do, you want to impress, you know, like you want to be in and amongst it. He's from London. There's only a few London boys in the team, so I kind of obviously gravitated towards him. Quick story. So I've said, you know what, Lenny, how do you do that? Now, I'm not the biggest, but I feel like I've got a bit of strength to me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Aswad Thomas said, Jam, don't get involved in that. It's not for you. And I was like, as you know what you're talking about. Watch this. So he showed me how to do it. I've got in the handstand position. My feet are on the wall. I go down. I hit my head off the brick, the concrete on the floor, crumpled in a pile. The whole team's laughing at me. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is not the first impression that I want to come with. It was so embarrassing. But as I was saying, Linnell John Lewis, absolutely one of the best guys in football. And I wouldn't be trying that. I want to know if he's still doing it, to be fair. But as I was going to say, those two up top would be an absolute hell to play against. But yeah, that was a funny one. But going on to Woking versus Bromley, a bit of a rerun from the Bromley game in the playoffs. Bromley obviously winning that against Woking. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that win that day, and it seems as though Bromley had done a number on them again at home. They won 1-0. Ellery kept popping up with the winner again. Dom, have you seen much from Bromley? And what are your thoughts on that result?
Boy, to be fair, I checked some of, I don't know why, but I saw the Bromley result on my phone, and Bromley have been picking up the points. Every week picking up points. I know Corey Whiteley there, and they're just picking up results.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so disheartening at the moment for me, because I'm checking the phone, I'm saying, right, this team won again, and you're just there at home thinking, what's going on? But for them, nah, man, big up Bromley. Like, he's putting these results together.
Yeah.
And Woking, that's why I got injured, Woking. But Bromley, where was the game?
It was at Woking at home.
Oh, so it's even on the grass.
Yeah.
Because you know that Bromley Astro tricky.
Yeah, Astros. I really dislike playing on Astro, but at the same time, grass pitches sometimes have their faults as well. And in saying that, we played Wilstone in the week, and that was a tough game because of their pitch. And Femi, down to that one, Sam Bowen got sent off, and they lost 1-0 to Solihull. Josh Kelly popping up with a goal.
Mark, 1 sec. So I want to give a special shout out to Deji Elewere, you know, because Bromley have re-signed him, you know, and he's popped up with 2 winners, you know, 2 winners immediately. Young boy on loan from Charlton, really good player potential, lots of promise and whatnot. And it seems like he's got an agenda. He's got an agenda right now, you know, because he's coming back with a vengeance, and he's popped up with 2 goals. And I believe that was the game he got sent off last year in the playoffs against.
Well, no, I think he scored the winner. He scored the winner and then got sent off the week later against Chesterfield.
Scored the winner against Woking, you know, and then against Chesterfield he got sent off. So yeah, I don't think Woking enjoy seeing his face, you know, because he's always coming back to haunt them and keep breaking their hearts. He broke their hearts twice in the space of 4 or 5 months, which is crazy. So shout out to him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think they must love him down at Bromley. He's a real solid player for them, young player, and I'm hopefully he'll learn from that. You know, when you make mistakes like that in a massive game, he'll learn from that. We're in the world of good. But going on to that Solihull game for me, Josh Kelly popping out the winner against that Wilson team that we couldn't beat last week. How do you see that game?
Yeah, Solihull, you know, they had a very, very disappointing result last week. You know, this week they've obviously bounced back with a 1-0 win. You know, what do you call it? Wildstone, it seems like they can't keep 11 men on the pitch right now. You know, always getting a man sent off. But look, it happens. You know, going to Solihull's tough. And credit to them, because we all know Solihull's a good team. They're no joke. They have to be taken seriously. And big up Josh Kelly as well, man, with his 8th goal of the season, going about his business, getting these goals. And it seems like the penny's dropped for Josh Kelly. You know, I feel like he had a little bit of a slow start, but that's what happens when you join a new team. You have to get used to it. You got to find your feet. I think like people don't appreciate that window where you have to find your feet. They just want results immediately. But we all play the game and we all know how it is. And I think he's been through that moment, and now he's coming up with goals, and credit to him, man. In and around 8 goals.
Yeah, for sure. Going on to the team that are probably the best team in the league currently. 13 unbeaten, won again on Saturday, beating Kidderminster. Talking about Chesterfield, a 3-1 win. Ollie Banks popping up with 2 goals. An absolute Rolls Royce midfielder. And that man again, Real Grigg, popping up with another goal. Dom, what is it about a striker like Real Grigg? What does he do for a team like Chesterfield? Obviously, he's gone there and he's a big signing, but are you surprised by how many goals he's actually scoring since he's come in?
Nah, I think when you're a goal scorer, and obviously he's got a reputation, the name, and all of these things, the team, I feel like it breeds confidence into the team. When you've got your favourite centre-back pairing, or when you've got your number one, worst scenario, playing bad, my strikers will score.
It's true, Dom, what you said about the confidence. We've currently got that in one of our players, Eriko Sosa. He scored 3 goals in 3 games. He's got 2 assists in that time as well. And against Dagenham in our last game was absolutely unplayable. And we played a resurgent Southend team who, despite their lead position after getting docked 10 points, I think they would have been, they're on 21 points currently, they would have been up to 5th now if they didn't get that point deduction. So they're no mugs at all. They're an absolute excellent team, well coached, well drilled. And it was a really tough game. I was even chatting to Ralph during the game and saying, these are the kind of wars that we enjoy, you know. But as we said, it was a frustrating one. The ball went under my foot. Don't know how. The young boy Kanu pounced on it, went through, won a penalty. They scored it. And it's times like that where you can, as Femi said earlier, sink or swim moments, you know. Do I go under or do I rise to the challenge and just brush it off? Thankfully, I had Eriko, that man who, I was just literally saying, give him the ball because he's going to make something happen. And he really did. Could have had a brace scoring the last minute, but the way he's playing at the moment is absolutely unbelievable. And I feel as though us as a team, Bournemouth, we're on an upward curve now. We've got a lot more players back from injury and we're playing some good stuff. We're getting back to what we know, not conceding too many goals. And it's a really enjoyable time for us. And I think if we cut out the individual errors, I think we're going to be totally fine and pushing up the right end of the table. But Femi, another one who's playing excellently for us. How did you see that game, Femi? I know you felt like you should have scored today. Talk us through that one.
You know what? Yeah, this week has been this week's been a mad week. It's been a mad week because I've played against 2 of my former clubs, you know, and I've just tried to get into the mindset I had whilst I was at Dagenham on Tuesday.
Young, hungry Femi at Dagenham, yeah?
Nothing to eat, no food on the table, you know, coming for it all. You know, I tried to get into that mindset. And today, what a lot of people don't know is that I signed for Southend when I was 15. It was my first pro club. And how I actually signed for them is a strange story. And I was telling David this morning, but he said I should say it on the show. I made up a CV. Yeah. So I made up a CV. Yeah. So I'm 13, 14 years old, created a CV, put a passport photo in the top corner, you know. And I basically blagged it. Said I played for Millwall age 9 to age 11, played for Charlton, played for Crystal Palace. The CV of 14 years old. I don't know what I was thinking, you know. But I sent it to loads of clubs, and Southend was one of the clubs that got back to me saying, come for an open trial. Probably didn't read the CV, but just told me, come for the open trial anyway. And went to open trial with about 100 people, got invited back again, then got invited for a 6-week trial and ended up signing in the 6-week trial, you know. So it was my first ever pro club and as my first time experiencing being a pro at the age of 15. I know it's late, but hey, man, it is what it is, isn't it? You know. But yeah. So going to play Southend today, I just tried to get back in that mode of that young 15-year-old kid, that was starving for that opportunity, and I tapped into it. So if you saw the way, like if you saw I'm running a bit too much or moving a little bit possessed, now you know now you know why.
He was definitely possessed. He was definitely Dom. Me and Femi, we argue like a married couple, like going through divorce, yeah, on the pitch. That's just our thing of how we communicate and how we get the best out of each other. I must have said to Femi, pass the ball. That's what I said. Femi went absolutely crazy at me. And you know what? It was justified because I'm trying to get the best out of Femi. Femi's trying to get the best out of himself. But you were possessed today, Femi, and I love to see it. Now I know why. He was going back to that young, hungry Femi that didn't have nothing that was trying to make it as a footballer. So salute to you, man. I'm proud. I'm glad how you did perform today for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And credit to the boys as well. It's been a good week, and like you said, on the upward curve. I think you spoke everything you said, man. So I don't really need to touch on it anymore. Shout out Everco, shout out everyone putting in the work at Bournemouth right now.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And another two teams that came down last year from League Two, Hartlepool and Rochdale. Rochdale coming away with that win, a 3-2 win, in fact. Hayes, Ken, and East scoring the goals. Desiree pops out with another goal. That's 5 goals in 4 games for him. And that old timer Featherstone still moving the ball, still creating a tempo, still setting the team up to go forward. Just popped up with another one, but it wasn't enough after Rochdale won that game. Dom, talk to me. I'm sure you played Rochdale in your career. Are you surprised to see the fall from grace that you're seeing from this team? And how did you see that result?
No, to be fair, it's tough, innit? Like when a big team falls down into the league, like I said before, everyone expects them to go straight back up. But it's one of them ones where I think they've got some good players there. And I actually think that they will really kick on and be challenging because the players that they have, fan base, I think that when it all clicks together, Adam Clayton, what's the other guy?
Tyson Clare.
Him.
Some good players.
What's the centre back for them? They've got some good players, and I think that was our first game of the season for this season, and I wasn't there. I was suspended, and the boys got a 1-0 victory away. But even from then, I could see like, oof, that was a close game for us. Like, we was probably lucky to get the result that we did. But with the players they have, I'm every week I'm like, oh, I watched all. I think once that team clicks, that they're really going to be up there.
Oh, for sure. And a special shout out to Tyson Clare, who is injured at the moment. So hopefully we wish him a speedy recovery. And that last game.
Wait, Jam, one sec. You know what? Yeah, Dom. Yeah. You spoke about the 1-0 result that you guys got first game of the season at Rochdale, and I feel like, what, Ebbsfleet, they've come into the league, and although you're currently naive, I feel like this season is about creating those memories, because look, you've done what you've done in the game, innit, but a lot of the boys in that team might not have been to a ground like Rochdale, might not go to a ground like Oldham, might not go to a ground like Chesterfield. So when now you're in the National League, Hartlepool as well. Now in National League, when you go to those grounds, I just feel like, just enjoy it, and you look back on the season and it's going to be a moment. Remember when we beat Rochdale? Or do you remember when we went to Chesterfield and we got the result? That's going to be moments when you look back in the season, man. And even for us at Bournemouth, those are still moments because we're not a massive club, we just go about our business. And going to those places, we're fortunate, innit, that football's come so far where massive giants like this are in a division. So when you go to those places, let's just try and enjoy those moments.
Oh, for sure, definitely. I echo that, man. That's a real thing, but that's even maybe something I can even bring to the lads and bring to our group and just remind everyone, because when you're down there and things are not going well, the world is dead to you. Everything is bad. You can't even see the positives. You can't. But the joy of playing football, and like you said, having giants and big teams in the division. They're the things that as players that we should embrace. So no, I hear you.
Do you know what? It's so funny you say that, Femi. Enjoy it. And that's one of the, I'm going to have to disagree with you, Femi, there. When you say enjoy it, I'm the type of person that I'm not enjoying it unless we're winning. I can't look at, oh yeah, we're going to Rochdale, okay, we're going to Hartlepool. If I'm not, when I'm playing, I don't enjoy it, fam. I don't enjoy it unless we're winning. I don't enjoy it unless we're on the ascendancy. I don't enjoy it unless I'm playing well. I don't enjoy it unless I'm seeing my team play well. So that talk of, yeah, go out there and enjoy it, it's never been able to resonate in my mind. And that's something that sometimes I find myself, I don't enjoy it. There's too much pressure that I've put on myself. There's too much, I've grafted for a whole week to come into this Saturday game and try and play and try and win. Enjoying it never comes into my mind. It'll be interesting to see what the viewers think and obviously other players think when they go into those games. But it's just funny you say that enjoy it, because I really don't enjoy it until that final whistle goes and we've won the game.
But surely the enjoyment or having the mindset of enjoyment of the game is when we say try and enjoy it, that's before the game starts. So obviously, for example, we've lost this week. Next week, enjoy that we're getting to play football. Enjoy that we've got another chance to play football and make things right from last week, right? And go out there and express yourself and try basically act normal like last week didn't exist. Whereas the normal mindset or the typical mindset is, well, we're rubbish. We're going to lose again. On my days, I don't want to be the one to make a mistake. Do you know what I mean? You're definitely not going to get the best out of it. And of course, we need to win games, and when you do things good, obviously you enjoy it. But I think the enjoy it bit comes from just slightly before the game starts, and even maybe just reminding yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Dom, three things, about Jamal Fyfield, Number one, he's a defender. Number two, he's a very, very senior player, We're not going to reveal his age, Three, he's a Navy soldier. So everything that he's saying, he's talking from a complete different perspective. Ignore his perspective,
Listen, no, let me just wait.
Huh?
No, wait. When Dom said, I don't think negatively, I don't think negatively. Huh?
You're a militant mode. You're in the zone. You're in your.
That's it, Dom. It's never. I never think negatively. I'm going to make a mistake. I'm not going to play well. I don't want to make. It's never like that. It's just, Dom. We beat Dagenham Redbridge on Tuesday, and the only time I enjoyed it was when that referee blew the whistle. I looked at the scoreboard, it's 3-1. But then my mind went straight to, okay, we got Southend on the weekend. They just won as well. Okay, so that bit of enjoyment, it goes like that. And I don't understand.
Because you're not doing anything exciting. You're a defender. You ain't trying to score.
No, I was doing stuff exciting. I've even started slide tackling, Dom. I've even started slide tackling. So it's exciting at the moment, but I'm back to it.
All right. So Jamal, you done an amazing run today, Played the mad reverse ball into time. Did you not enjoy doing that?
No, because I was offside. So then it was just like, what's the point? I'm like, it's not enjoyment. The fact that I had to go there was because Cardwell pushed in. So I thought, if that boy turns and runs at me, I might as well get in front of him. So I'm not enjoying that thought process. But when I'm on the ball, when I look at you, smile at me, I enjoyed that. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed that.
I'm gonna put this to the people because I think it's a very great question. Jamal has his opinions. I think that when you're enjoying football, you're playing your best football, innit? That's my personal opinion, innit? Yeah, you can be in the zone. You know what's at stake. Everybody knows what's at stake. And me personally, going into games, I always review what's at stake. That's always. But then I always try to be the best version of me and try to enjoy the game and as much as I can, with what's at stake. So it's just a balance of both, But we'll put it to the people and see.
Yeah, we will. And the last fixture, Oxford at home versus Barnet. Barnet coming up with a 2-0 win. Young man Callum Stead popping up with another 2 goals. Femi, how did you see that result? How did you see how have you seen Barnet this season? Obviously, they're going really well.
Yeah, they're starting to share the goals now. Callum Stead's coming through on a low key. Basically, low key means silently going about his business. you know, and I think he's got 5 now, you know. I think he's got 5 now. I think it's a great player to be pushing Nicky Kabamba as well, you know, because obviously Kabamba, we all know he's the main man there. But for the next striker to be going about his business and popping up with goals when Kabamba's not scoring and you know he's scoring every week, I think that's very important as well. And he's put himself in a good position, a solid position. And Barnet are flying. We all know they're flying, you know, and come end of the season, they'll look at Callum Stead and they'll say, do you know what, you chipped him with very important goals. So credit to him. With Oxford, had a slow start to the season, had a decent, like, after about 4 or 5 games, they had a decent little run, you know, where they went unbeaten for. Nice little run, you know, unbeaten for like 5 games, you know. But yeah, they found themselves back in it again, you know. Like I said, everyone's settled. Everybody's settled now. So everyone's finding their form, everyone's finding their formation, new players know the system. So they're gonna have to go again. They're gonna have to go again, you know, and hopefully they will. They've got some good players, like you know, they got a result on us, they got some good players in the team. But now they're gonna have to find their flow and go again, and we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, being in 19th right now, it's not a nice position to be in, and confidence and morale must be low, you know. But yeah, let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Obviously, I was thinking about the next time we play at Ebbsfleet, and obviously Dom Poleon, but it's the last game of the season, so hopefully there's still something to say that again, Dom.
I said, hopefully we can enjoy it.
No. What I will enjoy is putting you in my pocket, me and Femi just battering you all over the place, and that's what I hope to achieve that day. So there won't be no more hat tricks. I can put money on that. I can put any money on that if you want. There's not going to be no more hat tricks for you in that game, Tom. Yeah? But one thing I will say is, I want to hear from you, Dom. My favorite part of the show now is the word of the week. Word of the week is where we just say one single word that we take into the week when we may take our eye off the ball, to keep us refocused, recenter ourselves, and get us back on track. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to pass it off to Femi, and then you're going to go, Dom, give you some time to think. And my word is resilience. Was that the word that come to mind for you? Well, I'm lucky. Great minds think alike.
Hey, literally, and I was thinking, you're going to say resilience.
And this has happened to me many times. See, I'm focused now. I'm experienced. This happens to me all the time, so I'm always taking my word. So resilience. So again, Fem?
That's why you go first, bro.
That's why I go first. Fem, I've learned from my mistakes.
So in my head, I swear, I was thinking, there's no way he's going to say resilience.
One thing about me, Fem, I learn from my mistakes. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
How about this? How about this? Explain why your word of the week is resilience, and let Dom explain his interpretation of resilience as well.
Oh, I like that.
I do like that. I know why Dom's resilience, because he hasn't scored, and he keeps to think, I need to start scoring again. That's the only reason why, Fem.
No. It's the team.
All right, you wait.
Right,
so I'm going to say resilience simply because there's going to come times when you have all the plans in the world and they don't go to plan. You know, you're gonna set out everything that you want to happen, and it's just not going to happen that way. Similar to what happened to me today, going back to that, a mistake as a defender, and as when you make a mistake as a defender, usually it results in a goal, and that's what happened. But I was resilient enough to learn from that, understand why it happened, and just go about my business like it hasn't happened. And I think that's the most important thing that we can do in our day-to-day lives, because you might hit a bit of traffic, you might have an accident on your way to work, but don't let a small, minute accident or moment ruin what can be a fruitful day, you know. So that's the reason why I'm going with resilience, having that within yourself, not to let anything derail you. Dom, I'll pass it over to you. Why is your word resilience, and what is it about?
For me, because of the period my team's in at the moment, I feel like this is our first as a group bad spell that's noticeable to see, accompanied with results, and that adversity that we're facing together as a group you know, when things are everyone always says when things are going good, they're going good, but when they're going bad, that's when you see what everyone's made of. And that's where the word resilience comes from me, because I feel like we are resilient. We faced a little bit of it, like I said, last season.
Yeah.
But now, you know what I mean, bigger league, better players, all of this. And now we're in a sticky spot after being so successful, winning so many games easily. Do you know what I mean? Now we're getting really, 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 really tested. And it's like kind of what Femi said before, you know, the sink or swim. Are we going to be resilient enough to be like, you know what, believe in ourselves? We are good players. Now, you know what? I'll go resilience / belief, because that's what I feel like we need. We need the belief, but resilience, that's what I thought for straight away. But I would say I'll change it and go with belief. I want belief to be my word of the week.
I love that. I love that. Femi, you?
I'm gonna go with the word appetite. You know, appetite. Dom, you said something very important, yeah. Early on in the episode, right in the beginning of this episode, and I think this episode's been incredible, by the way. I feel like, Dom, you've actually gone into mad detail, you know, and this is very, very inciting in a very unique way as well, which I love, you know, and in a way where a lot of the youth, especially our culture, will understand, you know. So I appreciate you for coming on. But you said something early on where you said that you've got to ask yourself, when you hit that crossroads, you ask yourself, do you really want to do this? You know, and that's a big question, and that's what I mean by appetite. You have to ask yourself, have you got the appetite for this? Like, you know, and like I said the story about this week has just been a bit of nostalgia for me, and I've been trying to find it. I'm always trying to find it, if I'm being honest with you, but this week I've really tried to find it, to the point where I even called up a good friend of mine, Abs, on the way to Dagenham, and I was like, yo, hey, what artist did we used to listen to, like, back in 2013, you know, back in 2013? And he's bringing off names
that's Abs a Go-Go, right?
Yeah, Abs a Go-Go. And he's rang off artists like Squeaks and Gigs, and I've just put them on in my car and just playing them, just getting back in that zone, like, you know, and like trying to remember the appetite I had for the game back in 2014, 2013, you know. So yeah, like having an appetite for this thing. I don't think you can go into anything you do, not even football, anything you do, without an appetite for it. So we always just got to try and find it. And it's a constant thing. It never stops. Never stops. Always try and find that appetite for whatever you're doing, man. Always try and find it, because that will reap a lot of rewards.
No. And Fem, I just want to say, even on that, yeah, we've been in the game a little bit of time now. The fact that you're even doing those 1%, like even listen to your story about Southend. Southend was the first team I ever signed for. From Sunday League, Rippleway Pro Star, I signed under 15s at Southend. That was my first ever team. And even listening to you and your story, and even the car with the music, you're still trying to find the 1% to better yourself, and we're kind of like the old boys. So like, we've been around, we've done it. Do you know what I mean? So even for the young players out there and the young people trying to forge their careers, if the old boys are still trying to find the 1% and the this and the that, and we're not just, you know, thinking, no, it's just another game, and not necessarily having the mindset. If you're trying to find the edge, what's stopping, you know, the young ones and people trying to make a career? Do you know what I mean? If we're doing it and we've been doing it for however many years, people that are starting, having their first season, second seasons or whatever, that's really good for them to hear that.
No, for sure. Do you know what, Dom? That's a great point. That's such a good point. And that's the same thing. My favorite part of the show has been Femi's story about creating a fake ID. Sorry, a fake CV.
Oh, you're trying to get me a fake ID. Let's get it right. Claire, it was a fake CV. It was a fake CV. A fake ID.
Tip of the tongue.
Apply for a football club.
Femi, let me land. I apologize. Let me land. Okay. My favorite part of the show is Femi creating a fake CV and what come of that, because there's no excuses. Any young player that's trying to make it, there's no excuses. Find a way, because Femi then went on to play in League One, play 500 league games, like captain various clubs, train with the Nigerian national team. These are all things he did, and he signed late at 15. So there's no excuses of what you can do to achieve. Leave no stone unturned. And Femi's a testament to that, you know. And then let's be honest. Now he's met me, and I've just made his life even better, Dom. So it's incredible. There's nothing you can't do in this life if you put your mind to it. So Fem, as always, I salute you. But no, this, as Femi said, this has been an amazing episode. Especially after the glitches that we had. We made it happen. We made it happen. So.
And it all started with a fake CV. So everyone that wants to know my story, just know it started with a fake CV, bro.
Fake CV, that's amazing.
But Dom, you said a good point. You said a good point. And you know what, yeah? It's important to always tap in to memories. You gotta have that memory bank. You gotta have it and tap into it when you feel like you're comfortable, when you feel like things are going well, you just tap into that. Remember when I had to jump the train? I remember going on the train to Norwich at 15 years old to go and play Norwich. 45-minute walk from Norwich station to the training ground just to play football, you know? Things like that. Ipswich, I was just jumping trains, no money, bumping trains. And I always just try to tap into those memory banks. Like, nah, I need to reach that level of hunger because, bro, we were all starving once upon a time, you know, like literally, you know. And I know everything's sweet now, but nah, there's still more to achieve. And do you know what I'm saying? There's still way more to achieve. We can't stop. We got to still find that level of hunger because that level of hunger is what got us here today. You know, it's what's got all those things in the background now. How many hat-trick balls is that there? So promotion medal, looks like player of the season award, top goal scorer award. Jamal, you got 6 shirts on the back of in your backdrop there. 6 shirts, 6 different clubs that you played for, massive clubs, you know. All that hunger, it got us here. Don't stop, you know. Don't stop, you know. Tap into that memory bank. I could go on, but let me.
I like you though. Sorry. Fem, I love one thing I love about Femi is the positivity. But Don, what I will say is those medals, is they from Sunday League? That can't be the ones you won from Ebbsfleet. They must have got you some better ones than that. What are they? Are they even metal?
Bro, what the promotion one or which one?
No, the medal. I can see the medal. I'm talking about the one with the man. I used to get that one at Sunday League.
No, man, that
the
one.
Footballer one.
You know what? We'll say that's another show.
That might be the memory bank. Hey, Jam, that might be the memory bank.
Do you know what I mean? That's the memory bank.
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. No, Dom, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for blessing our show. I hope the listeners have enjoyed this. We try to bring the best stories and the best players on, and you just come on and really gave us everything. So really appreciate you coming on, and thank you. And I wish you nothing but the best for this season, apart from when you play against us. Fem?
Oh, Dom, this has been incredible. I can't lie to you. Like I said, so detailed. So many people are going to learn from this one, from your voice, from your story, you know. And yeah, guys, just like the video, subscribe, share it, show a friend. If you want to learn a couple of things, or if you're in a rut at the moment, you haven't got a club, just watch this episode and listen to Dom's story, and hopefully it'll help, you know. So yeah, big up, Dom.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. Man. It was a good laugh. It was good, man. And like you said before, man, hopefully some young G's out there can take something from this.
100%.
But that's it from me, guys. I'm off to watch the fight. You know, Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Who are you rooting for, Fem?
It's mad, you know, because I think I don't know, you know. That's a good question. Probably. I like Fury, you know. I like Fury.
Do you know what? Sorry, sidebar. Sorry, I just come to mind. So, Dom, Femi, I hope you don't mind me saying this. Femi recently joined a karate class, and Dom is actually a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really?
You can't say that. You can't say that.
What do you mean? You won a competition for jiu-jitsu, like Bruce Lee, right?
This guy. I'm not a black belt.
No, jokes aside, Dom, jokes aside. Talk us quickly tell us about the extracurricular activities that you like to keep up with in your spare time.
I like to skate and walk the dog.
Dom, come on. I'm being dead serious now. Come on.
I'm being serious. I skate sometimes and I walk. I got a dog. I walk the dog.
All right, fair enough. All right, Femi, obviously he doesn't want to talk about it, but he's actually, he trains and competes in some sort of martial arts.
That's impressive, Dom. I'm trying to get into it, I'll be honest with you. More for the mental aspect.
We're going to be the first black martial artist.
Hey, we're going to see a dojo in London.
You know.
Hey, when's that dojo?
You guys stop watching. Listen, stop watching anime, stop watching manga. It's got to you guys' heads.
You're so dumb. Listen, I can't wait to see you at the last game of the season, mate.
What are you going to karate chop me? Huh? No, but guys, this has been Beyond the 92. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace.
Yes, man. Love.